So your school or university wants to design a machine learning robotics IoT program. What's important and what isn't really important? And in my opinion, IT support, hugely important. A computer lab with 3D printers and of course, robotics equipment, sensors and actuators, super important. Which microcontroller you use is going to change, and hopefully is between $500 and $3,000 for a whole class set. Your instructor, you're going to find a totally experienced robotics instructor. I don't know if that's important. And the reason to say that is over the years, every year I teach a new robotics class. It's great because I have a new microcontroller and I don't know all the answers. And the students have to work together to figure out a lot of the problems. The next year I teach that course, I pretty much know how to solve everything. My latest course with the Seed Studio Chow ESP32S3 camera microphone, microcontroller. I only have two things I haven't got working at the moment. One is the e-ink display. I know it works, I just haven't figured it out, and the students haven't figured it out. And the other one is GPS, getting perfect GPS longitude, latitude, instead of just a mass of information. So, next year that I teach this course, I've done everything. It's not as good a course. It's not as good a robotics course, machine learning course, because the students aren't figuring things out. So am I an important part of the robotics class? Sure, the curriculum I develop is incredibly important. And having picked that Seed Studio Chow board, super important. But in a year or two, I'm going to have to pick a different board. So if you're designing a robotics course, a good teacher is important. I don't have to be a good teacher because I'm a knowledgeable technologist. But yeah, you need a good teacher, and you need the ability to buy new microcontrollers every 1 or 2 years. Now, let's talk about the lab. I think you should have a 3D printer and students who know about 3D printing, just because it's the structure for your robots or your machine learning. Sensors, actuators. I prefer to teach my students a bunch of different platforms, Platform IO, Arduino IDE. I'd love to teach the ESP IDF. You need to choose and figure out which program you're going to teach with. And that's the job of the class, your IT department, what's been set up. So just to conclude here, you need sensors, you need actuators, you need IoT modules. Those are important, and they're going to be a starting cost, hopefully under 10 grand. But the actual microcontroller, you're going to need to buy new ones every year or two. And the only ones that I prefer at the moment are the Nano 33 BLE Sense, just because of all the senses, and the Chow ESP32S3. Something better, cheaper, lower power is going to come out soon, and I'll probably switch.